taking those wines out of my cellar feels empty. I really feel, it feels like a loss. But it also doesn't feel good to keep them in my cellar. They deserve a place on world stage. So my father was already rather well known in his time. The restaurant had a Michelin star, and he was well acquainted, good friends with French chefs. Through these contacts, they also introduced us to this inner circle, this circle of where they bought their wines. And those were often the small ones, the particular ones, not the very prestigious ones, but the special ones, because in those restaurants, the famous gastronomy restaurants, you want to surprise your guests. Well, at a certain moment I took over the restaurant, and with taking over the restaurant I also took over, of course, the contacts and the network and the circle around my father. I remember going to Burgundy, going to France, going to the Rhone region, and especially with a focus on not only meeting these people, but also understanding them. What are they doing? What makes them so special? And especially Henri Jayer is a special case among everybody.
This auction is one of the highlights in my career. They used to be the importer of Henri Jayer. I didn't even knew that Jayer had an importer in Holland. And I was very happy that he granted us to auction these bottles.
Peter Klosse and his family decided that these wines are not able to leave their wine cellar without these wines being marked, and we chose for proof tag because it's already widely used in the fine and rare wine market.
We thought that would be the best way to bring them to world stage, so there will never be any discussion that they are authentic, that these are the wines that I got from Henri. I remember going in the cellar at Henri's from barrel to barrel. You have the plot of Richebourg, you have Gros Parentout and Brûlé. 2 Premier Crus and 1 Grand Cru in the middle. And every one of these bottles is very different. It has such a marvelous expression that is different. You can recognize the Gros Parentout from the Richebourg, from the Brûlé. That's remarkable. So that really inspired me, because then I wanted to know more about taste. What is this? That if you follow nature and do things very naturally, that you get such a beautiful expression of what the French call terroir in the wines.